Hey there, in this video, I'm going to be talking about our brand new book. It's called Pug Solves a Problem, and I'm just going to be giving you kind of the background about this book, why we made it, and kind of what's inside, what you can expect when you get it. So Pug Solves a Problem talks all about problem-solving skills. It goes over something called a problem-solving reflection, and a problem-solving reflection is a page that is double-sided. It's a PDF resource that is available for digital download when you get the book. And one of the first pages of the book has a QR code, which allows you to download this PDF. And throughout the book, the characters, which are based on animals, so Pug, his sister, and his mom, they use that problem-solving form. And essentially that form, or that reflection page, helps them process their emotions. It helps them understand what they were feeling and thinking before this problem happens. And then it also gives them a framework and a plan for what they can do to repair. And so as a social emotional coach, I work with families and teachers. And so some of the things that come across to me, the things that I hear from individuals is parents and adults and teachers want to know, how do we help our children? What do we do when our kids make a social mistake? When they push their sibling down, when they are rolling around on the carpet and licking their shoes during nap time when they're at school, especially now with COVID. How do we support them? How do we help them? And so this book here is it's a resource that we wanted to make. It's a really quick read, and it just gives some practical tools for some quick wins. And you can get this over on Amazon for $9.99. Prime members, you get that free shipping. And this is just a tool to help children. And the funny thing is that the resources that are in here and the framework of sharing your feelings, your thoughts, your desires, what happened, how it affects you, those are the different aspects that kids learn how to go through when they're solving a problem. The funny thing is that my husband and I actually use these tools. We don't get the form out per se, but my husband Thomas will say something like, "Babe, I think this would be a time where we should problem solve." And what were your needs? What were you feeling before you said that comment? So just as a forewarning, if you're an adult and if your partner or someone that you know is reading this book to their kid, they might start to try these little tricks and tips with you without you even knowing it. Anyway, it was a joy to make this book. A fun fact is the Pug character is actually based on my family's pug. Chancho was an incredible pug. I mean, he really felt like part of the family. We all loved him dearly. And in the first edition of the PAWsitive Choices school curriculum, I had some animal characters. And my mom, who helps edit the books, and she's an educator and she's super helpful, she actually said, "Lindsay, I think you need another character. We need to add another character in the book to kind of balance it out a little bit." And so I was thinking like, okay, should we add a cat or a giraffe or an elephant? We were coming up with animal ideas. And then we heard this like snorting sound, and we looked down and there's our pug, Chancho, and he is looking up at us and smiling. And granted, he's, made those snorting sounds. If he was awake, he was snorting. If he was asleep, he was snoring, lots of sounds coming out of him all the time. If you have a pug or have been around one, you understand. And she just said, "I think I know what animal needs to be in your book." And I said, "I think so. I think I know too." The reason why the pug is drawn like this in the book is because our dog Chancho literally had his tongue out all the time. It was just part of what made him such a cute and loving part of our family, honestly. And so that is just a couple of behind the scenes little tidbits about the book. And if you follow PAWsitive Choices over on Instagram, we actually have a picture of Chancho, the original pug. And we also have some links to our podcast called the PAWsitive Choices podcast. And our podcast is really an opportunity for me just to talk all about the research. That's like, I love that. I am a research girl and fan. And so I get to dive into the research, but most importantly, I get to share more about how you can take this research that's out there and then have it become practical. What are specific tips that you can implement in your life today? And so check out the podcast. Again, that's the PAWsitive Choices podcast, and positive is spelled with a P-A-W because of the animal characters in the book. And so I hope that you enjoyed this book. If you get it over on Amazon, it's a great purchase. You could even give it to your child's teacher. If you're a teacher, you could give these to different students' families. It's something that I know a lot of teachers and families have already used and enjoy. So I hope that you find this video to be helpful, that you enjoyed the book, or that you're able to head over to our podcast. I'll link that below, and check out some of our resources, because we're all about helping both children and adults thrive. Hope you have a wonderful week, and thank you for watching this video.